Top 10 best ships. Now, if any of you guys have been playing Treasure Cruise for the past year or so, you'll know that the Sunny Go and the Merry Go are the essential ships that you want to use in the game. They work on any team, any units, and they're just plain out awesome. But what happens once you max them? What do you go on to max next? In this video, we're going to go over the next top 10 ships to max, besides of course the Sunny Go and the Merry Go. So let's go ahead and get started with number 10. Now at number 10 we have the Aokiji bike. Now this is as you're gonna notice, a list pretty much full of ships that you're gonna get from completing Training Forest. So most of these you will get from Training Forest completions, besides maybe one or two of them. And the Aokiji bike is one of the first ones on the list. Now this one is an awesome ship for striker characters. Now the problem with this is that there's not really that many good striker teams besides maybe Bartolomeo that I can really think of. So it's gonna be hard trying to find a good team to use this on. And on top of that, it does greatly lower the chance of getting meat orbs. So that means that recovery becomes a big problem. But overall, it's still good enough to be on the list. And if you, like I said, if you do have something like Bartolomeo, it's going to give you a 1.5 attack and HP boost, which is pretty nice. It's actually better than most ships in terms of HP boost. So definitely something that I would consider. Definitely putting this on the top 10 list. Now, let's go on and move on to number 9, sorry, second one on the list, and that's Sun Pirate Ship. Now, this one is going to boost the attack and HP of fighter characters based on the number of fighter characters on the team. But unfortunately, it will sharply reduce the attack and HP of non-fighters. So pretty much it's a all fighter team ship. You need all fighters for this to really be very effective. Now it does, again, it's kind of nice because it does give a 1.5 HP boost at max fighters, at all 6 fighters, but you know, it's tough. It is tough, I'm not gonna lie, getting a team full of fighters, primarily because a lot of times you want to run Golden Pound at Usopp or like Alvida, and it's just tough, you know, not being able to use some of those support units. But it's still, again, not a bad ship, especially with something like maybe Jinbei Captain, or who already has a lot of HP, is going to give you a lot more HP. But overall, a lot of times you're going to be using, I believe, the Whitebeard ship over this one. So Sun Pirate Ship, really nice if you got it, but overall probably not going to see too much use, at least at the moment. Now next up we have the Coffin Boat. Now this is something that you guys remember back in the day was all the rage. Everyone really enjoyed the Coffin Boat, and to be honest, it's still really good. So if you guys don't know what it does, it boosts the attack and HP of slasher characters by 1.5 times. So really good, really good. But unfortunately, it does lower the recovery of your captain by 700. So similar to the Aokiji bike, you're not going to be recovering if you're using this ship more than likely. I mean, you might be able to recover maybe like 100, 200 most of the time, but a lot of times you're going to be recovering for 0. However, it's still an awesome ship, and it really is really nice because it combos with some free-to-play characters like Raid Boss Doflamingo and Mihawk, 2 of the best free-to-play characters in the game. It's one of the best early game ships in my opinion, and really can allow you to start doing a lot of the harder content, especially something like a Raid Boss NL. So definitely you want to max this guy early on. I do recommend getting the Coffin Boat. Next up, guys, is the Ace Striker. Now this one is one that you guys have probably seen me use a lot, and the reason is because it boosts the attack of shooters by 1.5 and their HP by 1.3. So a shooter based ship, really awesome, and on top of that has the cool ability to lower the cooldown of all characters by 1 at the start of the fight. So overall, like, this is a really solid ship. And again, you've seen me use it, especially with double Strong World Ace. I mean, the amount of HP you get is close to like 50 to 60k, so you get a lot of HP, and it's really nice. The only problem, it's not really a problem, I guess, but like for Training Forest, I tend to switch to another ship. But for the most part, this Ace Striker is going to be awesome. I'm going to be running it in Fortnites, Coliseums, all sorts of stuff. So highly recommend trying to get this one. Again, but it only works for shooters though, so keep that in mind. Now, move on to number 6. And this is starting to get into the more difficult to get ships. The Kuja Pirate Ship. Now this one boosts the attack of free spirit characters by 1.5 and their HP by 1.35, but it sharply reduces the HP of non-free spirit characters. Now, as you'll see here, this is when we start to get into some of the ships that actually have their own special abilities, not just passive abilities. So this special ability you can activate is going to heal your whole party for 6,500 HP. It's gonna be really awesome with characters like Sabo, who rely on having high HP. Can get you out of a pinch. You know, it's a really cool ability. Definitely something nice that they added on. However, again, it only boosts free spirit characters. At the moment, they are sort of missing a couple units to really be one of the best teams out there. But still a really good ship. I still recommend trying to get it. Trying to level it up, especially if you have Sabo. If you have Raid Boss Sabo, you'll definitely want to have this ship on your team. The healing is always nice. And let's move on to number 5, which is going to be the Red Force. Now, this one does not have a special ability, but it does have an amazing passive ability. It's one of the best passive abilities for any of the ships. Now, alone, it's going to boost the attack of cerebral characters by 1.5 and their HP by 1.35, but it'll also increase the orb matching rate for cerebral characters. Now, the Red Force I like because it can fit in a couple teams. It can fit potentially on a Crocodile Legend team. It can even fit on like a Sengoku team. It can fit on a lot of different teams because there are a lot of really good cerebral characters out there. Just make sure that your team composition is good, and it doesn't take away HP or attack from your non-cerebral units. So that's really nice. And again, the increasing the orb matching rate is one of the best possible abilities out there in the game. Just look at Legend Lucci, who has that for 3 turns and has 10 skill ups requirements. So I mean, that's a very, very powerful ability. I would definitely take advantage of it if you can. Now, starting to get into the better ones in my opinion, we got the Arc Maxim. Now, the Arc Maxim is really awesome because it boosts the attack of quick and side characters by 1.5 and their HP by 1.2. So you're looking at a nice ship that covers a range of about 2/5 of all the characters in the game, 2 of the 5 types. And the HP boost is nice. It's not the best HP boost, but its special actually is very relevant. Deal 56,560 fixed damage to all enemies. Now, this is really, really cool. And this can really get you through a lot of difficult situations. Just think about like the Shiki raid boss. When he revives, you can just use this to take him out. Fixed damage is always nice, and it's actually kind of rare. A lot of times you have to take out a character from your team to add in a fixed damage dealer. But with this, that opens up a free slot that you don't need anymore. So really awesome. Arc Maxim, one of the coolest ships in the game, in my opinion. Definitely try to get it if you can. Now, moving on to the Rocket Man, I believe this is the only ship on this list that is not obtainable through a training forest. This one you actually have to buy from the Rayleigh shop. And this one is at max. It boosts the attack of powerhouse characters by 1.55 times, and it deals HP, heals HP every turn based on number of powerhouse characters. So if you max, you get 900 per turn. And on top of that, it reduces sharply the HP of non-powerhouse characters. So a really awesome ship, especially this is exactly what tough units were looking for. You get healing, which you don't get with Rob Lucci. You get a 1.55 attack boost, which is more than any of the other ships. It's also really awesome for zombie teams since it lowers your HP potentially to 200 to 300, so you can auto heal back up every turn. And it special deals pretty much 100,000 typeless damage to one enemy. So it's really awesome. This ship has a ton of potential. Use a lot of different teams. It really is exactly what a lot of these teams needed. So Rocket Man at number 3. Let's move on to the top 2. Now, number 2, we got the Doflamingo Ship. Now this one is a beast of a ship. It boosts the attack of driven characters by 1.5 times and their HP by 1.35. So it's pretty good, just like a lot of the other ships. But keep in mind, the driven are some of the most powerful units in the game at the moment. In my opinion, it's the most powerful class. So driven characters, definitely watch out for. If you do have something like a Fujitora, definitely try to get this ship because his special makes perfects easier to hit, which alone is awesome. So for one turn, you get perfects easier to hit, and you get a 0.2 chain multiplier added to your chain. So that's insane. You get extra damage, easier to hit perfect, especially if you have Legend Doflamingo. That one turn where you have to go super clutch, this is going to make that a lot easier. Because Legend Doflamingo, if you miss a perfect, you miss all your damage. So this is by far one of the best ships in the game, but it is probably the hardest ship to get, so keep that in mind. And finally, in my opinion, the number 1 ship in the game is the Moby Dick. This is Whitebeard's ship. You get it from the Whitebeard Forest, and it just boosts the attack of all characters by 1.5 and then their HP by 1.4. So it's really awesome. Again, generic. The same reason why I always recommend maxing the Sunny and the Mary first. because it boosts all characters. Same thing with the Moby Dick. This works with all characters. And the reason that it's on number 1 is because you actually use it a lot of the times to get the other ships in the game. So once you max out the Moby Dick, you can start using it to get some of the other ships. That's pretty much what I did. And unfortunately, you do start at 50% at the start of the dungeon, but a lot of times that doesn't matter because you can just heal back up over time. So this is a really, really awesome ship. Highly recommend getting this one ASAP as soon as you can when you start. It is a bit difficult to get, but over time the dungeon has been getting easier as we get better units. So yeah, whew, that's a long list. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this top 10 ships video. Again, if you guys haven't checked out any of my other top 10s, definitely check them out down below. I'll leave an annotation to a couple here as top 10 Fortnite characters and top 10 legends. So there's a lot more top 10s on the way, guys. Let me know down below your suggestions for any future top 10s. I have a lot written down, but I can always take some feedback and see which one you guys want sooner or later. So with that said, guys, thanks all for watching. Until next time, peace.